Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Shannon, you see what's happening here? You catch this?
Front run king. Front running king.
How about those Clippers? So Wednesday, you'll remember, he goes goat mask and LeBron jersey after LeBron made 5 straight threes in a blowout of the sorry San Antonio Spurs, who are now 22-29. Then yesterday, he throws a victory parade right here on the show because he thought his Lakers were going to land Marcus Morris from the New York Knicks. So today, I am fittingly wearing a Clippers jersey for all the right reasons because the Clippers out-Lakered the Lakers again. Right at the trade deadline, they went out and just scooped Marcus Morris right out from under the Lakers. And he is now a Clipper. So the Clippers were already a little better than the Lakers, and now they're significantly better than the Lakers. And I'm going to remind everybody this morning, the Lakers are now 5-5 in their last 10 games, including a third home loss in those 10 games last night, thanks in large part to the GOAT, LeBron James. Oh. It is a Clippers day here on Undisputed.
You good?
And I proudly wear this jersey. And you have no response to that, it sounds like.
You got nothing. Yeah. Maybe later. I told you you might jinx it. And here you are. You were trying yesterday. We have a packed show today. Are the Lakers in trouble after not making any moves at the trade deadline? Shannon will get there. And we're Shaq and Charles Barkley being a bit too harsh on the 76ers by calling them mentally and physically weak. But first, LeBron and the Lakers did host the Rockets last night, so let's talk about it. It was a new-look Houston team as James Harden took the opening tip-off against Anthony Davis. No one over 6'7" stepped on the court for the Rockets as Westbrook led the way with 41 points, and the newly acquired Robert Covington chipped in with 14 off the bench. AD and LeBron combined for 50 points, but only saw 4 points from Kyle Kuzma, who LA refused to trade earlier in the day. So, Shannon, what's the biggest reason the Lakers lost?
They ain't trade Kyle Kuzma. That's the biggest reason. Nah, in all seriousness.
Well, there could be some seriousness to that.
Yeah. We'll talk about him a little later. Yeah. Skip, I think the biggest reason is they didn't feed the post enough, and they allowed too many threes. And I think LeBron and AD talked about it like the communication got, and they were leaving guys wide open for threes. But AD got to have 30 attempts. He needed 30 attempts last night, Skip. You had to decide. Skip, they had P.J. Tucker trying to guard AD in the post. 6'10" versus 6'4.5", 6'5" tops. And for whatever reason, they don't give him the ball enough. Why? The reason why you signed JaVale, the reason why you signed you traded all those picks and players for AD and Dwight Howard. You have a decided height advantage, Skip. Why not use it? The Lakers approached this game as if the Rockets were a normal team, had normal big playing the 5, a normal big playing the 4, and they still Skip? Drive and kick. 29 threes, really? Why are you shooting all those threes? It's like a team comes out there, Skip. We throw the football. This is what we do. We throw the football, but a team comes out there with 11 DBs on the field, and you're still trying to throw the football. You won't run it. When you can just blow people off the ball, you want to throw it.
Who took most of those threes?
Skip.
Well, who did? Who took twice as many as any other teammate?
First of all, it's 29. Did he take 29? Okay, the Lakers took too many threes. Now, if you want to say LeBron James, okay, they lost. LeBron James is the best player. Now, I've never seen the best player get criticized as much as LeBron when his team lose. They never criticize Magic like they do LeBron. They never criticize Bird. They never criticize KD. But somehow, no matter what LeBron does, they lose a game. It's all LeBron's fault. They, as a team...
There was a whole offseason in which Magic Johnson was called Tragic Johnson after he blundered at the end of a Celtics game. Go ahead.
No. That was a series. Okay, we're talking about a history. We're talking about 17 years. Every game in which LeBron James plays, they lose is because of him. Magic didn't get that. Okay, again, You interrupted me. Mm-hmm. I would have given LeBron James a C last night. The turnovers in the fourth quarter, said he had 6 turnovers, and I understand because he's going to attempt passes that most point guards or point forwards or whatever you want to call him won't attempt. So his turnover rate, for the most part, is going to be 4 or 5 a game. But I thought 6 was a little bit too high. Skip, I'm afraid at some point in time during the playoffs, they're going to wish they had traded Kyle Kuzma. Now, I've said this before. If Kyle Kuzma is not giving you points, he is no value to you. He does not rebound, and he plays no defense. He doesn't even try to play defense. So he's of little value. KCP, Rondo, and Kuz, 0 for 11 from 3. Rondo has become unplayable if he does not have the ball in his hand. Because you drive and kick and you're asking Rondo to knock down threes. You're asking him to knock down open shots. He's unplayable. Now, if Collison comes, he might find himself out of the rotation because if you noticed last night, Caruso played the entire fourth quarter. So Rondo might be the odd man out if Collison comes inside. But, Skippy, I just thought they just took too many threes last night. They didn't use the one of the advantages that they had, which was their height. AD should get 30 shots. JaVale and Dwight Howard should have played more than 20 minutes combined.
Is that it?
Yep.
Boy, that was a whole lot of beating around the bush, and the bush is named LeBron.
Exactly.
Okay. So you always credit, you went goat mask on him making 5 straight threes early in the fourth quarter of a game that went from a 13-point Laker lead all the way to a 21-point Laker lead. Right. So you gave him credit for that. So I'm going to be objective today because I think you, as they used to say in the newspaper business, buried the lead. The lead for the game was this is a back and forth, up and down game in the fourth quarter, and the ball was in the hands of the guy you still say is the GOAT and the best player in the game today, and you've made the case he's still the MVP, even though Giannis appears to be running away with that right
No,
now.
I did not say he's I said there's I believe it's a two-man race.
So you say so I got to set my bar way up here for the game last night because this was a pretty big game against a pretty good Western Conference
it's a big game.
team.
So now there's big games in February. I thought the season didn't start till after the All-Star break.
Wait,
okay.
This from the guy who wore the GOAT mask after a win over the 22-29 Spurs. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm sorry. So that was a big game.
I'm just asking that what you tell me. I'm just going by what you follow your lead.
All right. So the Rockets are a factor in the Western Conference. I think they got a little better. You think they got a little worse. Okay. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued enough to say that it's Clippers, Lakers, Rockets in the West with the Rockets as the X factor. And if they start to click with the small ball, which I think they will, I think they will at least be dangerous in a series against either the Lakers or the Clippers, however that falls in the postseason.
Okay.
So what happened last night as we go to the fourth quarter? It's back and forth, up and down, and the second leading MVP candidate, according to you, has the ball in his hands a lot in the fourth quarter because he leads the whole NBA in shots attempted in the fourth quarter. That's just what he does. But this wasn't the classic blowout, stat-padding, front-running LeBron James that we have seen against, say, the Spurs or the Atlanta Hawks or whoever they're playing. This was a game that the Rockets were fighting their behinds off to win. And the score went one way and then it went the other way. There are 15 lead changes. And all of a sudden, let's see what happened in the fourth quarter with LeBron if we could. It starts with 10:04 left and he's dribbling the ball up and they're down 4 at this point. And he just carelessly loses the basketball. Can't do it if you're the best player on your team. And then the next, here's another one. You just threw it right past. That was a bad pass. It was behind Kuzma. And here we go with his first 3 attempt. This is a man who made 5 straight, and that one was woefully short. And then here we go again with another step back, missed 3. And this one's way wide left. It barely ticked the side of the rim. And I told you he goes hot, and then he goes real cold. There's another bad pass to Caruso that leads to a breakaway for the Rockets. And then here we go again with another 3, clank, la brick. And then we got one more. This one I'm not going to hold him accountable for, but because by now you've fallen behind by 9 points. And that's LeBron's fourth quarter. He went 0 for 4 from 3 with 3 turnovers in a very close game that they should have won because at one point...
Why is it they always should win? So anytime
they're at home. You say they're the best team in basketball. You were making the case yesterday they might win 70 games. Didn't you go into the 60s?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so you got to win this game. And the point is, you still don't have a closer. I still say Kyle Kuzma is the only potential closer.
So when is Kyle Kuzma going to be the opener?
Okay, he's not a factor because somehow LeBron and AD sort of cold-shouldered him and shut him out.
Stop it.
He's not featured in the fourth quarter. It's not like they say, okay, it's your turn. He's not Lou Williams. Lou Williams gets the treatment in the fourth quarter like, here, it's yours.
Lou Williams has accepted his role. Lou Williams has had a payday. Guys that haven't had that first payday, they're trying to score. Kyle Kuzma's like, I'm not going to make max money being a defender. I'm not going to make max money being a rebounder. So he comes in with the mentality, score. Oh, Kobe mentality. Bro, you not Kobe.
Well, he's not because nobody is, but he could be a quasi-Kobe for this team. He could be the closer. I've said it from the start. This isn't like 2020 hindsight. I said it before the season started, and I'll say it again. LeBron takes way too many threes. LeBron took twice as many. If you look at your box score, he took twice as many as anybody on the team last night and made one. So I predicted at the end of yesterday's show, and we went back and forth about it, I said he'd go 2 for 10 because he's notorious for one hot streak leading to too many threes the next game, cold streak. Because he's a below-average three-point shooter for his career. It's not who he is, but it's like he has it in his mind, that's the pretty shot. I got to show him I can shoot the three. He's the greatest driver of the basketball ever. I say it again and again on this show, and I don't – look at this. He gets to the free throw line how many times last night? One. He shot one free throw on an and one in the fourth quarter. It was a tip-in where he got fouled, okay? That you can't win a game if LeBron isn't getting to the line 10 times.
He doesn't skip. He's shooting 5. He's going to the line 5.
Okay, so look at how many threes he's taken. He's taken 295 threes. That's 44 more than the next Laker, Danny Green. 44 more. He's making 35% of his threes. That ranks. Wait a second. That ranks 111th of 148 NBA players. Yeah. It's just not good enough. You're wasting too many possessions.
So I just want to know, Michael Jordan shot 32% from 3. LeBron is shooting 35.
Okay, back in the day when nobody shot threes and he shot so many fewer than LeBron, it's a joke.
That's my point. He shoots so many fewer, and he's still shooting a lower percentage. But is 35 better than 32?
Okay, so what's your point?
My point is
nobody even cared about it. It was seen as like a clown shot back in that day. It was seen as a clown shot.
So even in the 90s, huh? It was a clown shot.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Nobody featured it at all. And now it is the shot, but this guy at 6'9" takes too many of that shot. And last night it came right back around as I thought it would to haunt them because he goes 0 for 4. Well, those are just empty. So he has 7 empty possessions.
Okay, so let me
3 turnovers and 4 misses from 3.
I mentioned the turnovers, but let me ask you a question.
And by the way, you're the one who's saying you got to feed the post, feed the beast.
Yes.
Their tallest players, what, 6'6"?
Yes.
So why wouldn't Anthony get the most shots in the fourth quarter? But that didn't happen because LeBron took the most shots in the fourth quarter.
I'm not worried about the fourth quarter. I'm also worried about overall. I believe Anthony Davis should have had 30-plus attempts. But they had 31 shots. They shot the ball 31 times from the three-point line. LeBron shot 8. Who got the other 23?
Okay. Well,
so when I say they shot too many threes, I'm saying the Los Angeles Lakers.
I'll tell you who got a bunch of the others. How about this? Danny Green made 3 of 4 last night. How about Avery Bradley? He made 3 of 4. How about Caruso? He made 2 of 3. That adds up to... No. Wait. That adds up to 8 out of 11 from 3 other players.
What about your closer? I need the closer. The closer. Mention the closer. I need the closer. Okay. Mention him.
Yeah, the guy who thought he was going to be out yesterday.
Now, Skip, you make an excuse. Every time Kyle Kuzma does not show up, you talk about LeBron.
He doesn't fit. I told you yesterday. They should trade him because LeBron's not buying in, AD's not buying in. He feels like the odd man out. It's a bad chemistry fit. It just doesn't feel right.
All of that.
Especially on the day where Kyle probably goes to Staples thinking, is this my last night? Are they going to tell me to pack my bag?
No, he didn't go there because the trade deadline was at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, but so he's getting ready for the game thinking, are they going to call me? Are they going to tell me
He ain't there that early. He don't take it that serious.
Weeks of speculation.
He's not that type of guy. He's not at Staples at 3:30 at noon on a Thursday.
Okay.
That's not happening with him.
So who's the quarterback of the team? Vogel was saying we got one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in a sideline huddle last night.
15 assists says that.
Okay, and yet that the quarterback took 6 shots in the fourth quarter, and the guy you said didn't get enough shots, Anthony Davis, took 4.
Right.
Well, that's LeBron's fault. You got to just feature him. Say, we're going to set you up to take the game.
A lot of that. AD seemed to be favoring that say he had a sprained index finger or something on his right hand.
But he came back and he said he was okay.
Yeah, I know he said that, but it didn't seem like he was okay because he was trying to lay the ball up with his left hand. Look, I just believe at some point in time, Skip, they're going to reach go look back in the playoffs and say, you know what, we probably should have moved on from Kyle Kuzma. Skip, he's not that. Okay. I know you think that he is, and maybe if he got his own team where he could be out like Brandon Ingram, maybe Skip. But it's hard for a guy to play with 2 superstars. Because look at when Kevin Love played with Kyrie and LeBron, he went from 26-14 all the way down to 17-8, 17-9.
Okay.
So
Chris Bosh with LeBron and D-Wade.
Yes. So I'm not saying that he's not a good player, but unless you Chris Bosh accepted his role. Kevin Love accepted his role. Okay. He has not, and I guess maybe because Kevin Love was already an all-star, Chris Bosh had already been an all-star, maybe they had already had accolades. Kyle Kuzma doesn't have that.
He does not.
He wants that. Skip, he just saw a guy, I think that was in his draft, maybe he was a draft after, going to the all-star game in the Western Conference at the position that he plays.
True. Okay.
You don't think Kyle Kuzma, coming off the year he had last year, thinks he's as good, if not better than B.I.?
Yep.
Of course he does.
So now let's look quickly at the little team, the Rockets, the visitors, right? Small ball. So what happened last night? James Harden took the fewest shots he's taken all year. In fact, the fewest shots since April of 2017. He took only 10 shots last night. Wonder why that was. Russell Westbrook took...
Had it going.
He took the game over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, James, I'm convinced that both James and Russ happened to see the All-Star draft featuring LeBron team captain versus Giannis team captain. Right. And what did Giannis keep doing all the way down the line? He decided he's not going to take James Harden, and he admitted to Charles Barkley he just doesn't...
well, he wants somebody to pass the ball.
He says, I need somebody to pass the ball. And Charles said, are you going to take the dribbler? Yeah. Okay. So he passed over James. Little disrespectful. And then he just kept passing over Westbrook, all the way down until Westbrook falls all the way to 22, and LeBron takes him for LeBron's team, okay? So I'm convinced both those guys saw that before the game, which they well could have, and they're like, oh, okay, watch this. So James goes out, and he just defers like a madman. I've never seen him defer like that.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, Skip,
they're jumping him every time he
if you notice, the guys, they try to stay out of each other's way. And the thing is, the hot man, Russ got it going. Now, Russ got it going when who started guarding him? Kyle Kuzma. When Kyle Kuzma started guarding, Skip, I've never seen, Russ is 6'3". Russ is a point guard, and he's taking it to in the paint. He's bumping Kyle Kuzma out the way like Shaq hit everybody.
This is what Daryl Morey is trying to preach right now, is that it's as hard for the other team as it is hard for us to guard them. They have a hard time guarding us. So it's a bad matchup for Kyle Kuzma. He can't guard Russ on the perimeter.
Skip,
he's not quick-footed enough.
Okay, but I'm not talking about the perimeter. I'm talking about in the paint. The way Russ was just body checking him and laying the ball up.
No, he does that to a lot of people.
To guards. I'm not talking about a 6'7" a small forward. Kyle Kuzma was soft to drugstore cotton last night. You know it, Skip. Okay. And you talking about he the closer.
There was one play mid-third quarter when Anthony wound up having to guard Russ because you're just going to get those kind of matchups, right?
Yes.
If we could see that play, please. This is like middle third quarter. And all of a sudden, look at this. Look what he does to Anthony.
That was a heck of a move.
That was a heck of a move right there. Anthony's like, he's a defensive player of the year. He's first team all defense. But against a 6'3" man, when you got to guard him from the free throw line in, you're going to have some hard times, right?
I will live with him making that shot. I'm not letting him get to the paint.
Okay.
If he wants to pull up from 18 and cut it, I'll challenge it. Okay. But I'm not letting him get to the basket.
And then let's look at the go-ahead shots in the fourth quarter and what happened on defense for the Lakers because of small ball or lack thereof. The first go-ahead shot came from Eric Gordon. It put them up 2 with 3:57 left. And this is LeBron's man, if we could see what happened. And LeBron, to his credit, he tries to go help in the middle, and he falls down. See, but you can't leave Eric Gordon. Right. So LeBron's trying to run around. Charge. Okay, so, yeah, he jumped in the middle and tried to get the charge. But you can't leave that guy. No. Of all the guys out there, don't leave him. And he paid for it because that put the Rockets up 2. Then Covington, playing his first game just off the airplane, basically. Yeah. He makes a big 3 that puts them up 4 with 2:40 left. And guess who's having to guard him in the corner? Guess who? Anthony.
Skip, I mean, okay? If the guy's going to hit a contested over 6'10", you live with that.
Okay, but it shows you what small ball does to you. Anthony Davis is in the corner guarding basically a 2 guard, right? Right. Okay? Because you're going to have to. You have no choice. So I think that it works in reverse. It can be pretty effective because it drives you crazy trying to guard little guys with big guys.
But what happens is, Skip, if you can't keep the guy in front of you, he's going to get to the paint. LeBron's going to come help like he should, and his guy's going to be wide open unless you can get another rotation. But now you're dispersed because when once another guy displaces or goes to try to make up for where you're supposed to be, your guy's going to be open, and then someone else. You got to keep the ball in front of you. And that's what was happening. Russ was breaking them down. Harden was not scoring. It looks like Harden's like, I don't have it tonight. Russ, you got it. Keep it going. And then Russ was getting into the paint. He was dishing. Harden occasionally was getting into the paint, and he was dishing. They made shots, Skip. If they made 23s, yeah, good luck beating them. Whether they play small ball, large ball, or medium ball, dodge ball. If they make 23s, you got your work cut out. But I just felt, going into this ball game, the advantage that the Lakers have on a lot of teams is their size. AD, LeBron, JaVale, start the game.
Okay, I can also make the case that's a big disadvantage against this team if Vogel wants to stick with his bigs. Because at some point, when they are cooking, you have to go small to fight small. Right. And he didn't do that last night. No, I'm going to punish them. I'm going to get them in foul trouble. Let's see how well they shoot threes when P.J. Tucker got 4 fouls in the first half. When Russ and Covington have 4 fouls in the first half. Because I'm going to feed JaVale. I'm going to feed AD down on the box. So, back to your Kuzma point. Good friend of mine last night had a courtside seat right next to the Laker bench. And he sent me a picture because he was in awe of how LeBron was not participating in any sideline huddle. That he would just go sit by himself and be disengaged and disinterested and not listening to what Vogel was saying. I'm going to read into this. I'm not sure LeBron was real happy last night that they did not move Kyle Kuzma.
I 1,000% agree with you.
And you know how he gets when something goes against the team, you know, the future of the team, the near future, he can get a little bit pouty and a little bit withdrawn, and I think that was operating last night.
LeBron is looking at it, Skip. LeBron is in year 17.
Yep.
How many more opportunities? I'm trying to win now.
You better believe
you talk about Kuzma, in a couple of years. A couple of years?
I agree.
I'm not worried about no couple of years. I'm worried about right now.
Yep.
Wow.
The same thing everybody said. I can't believe they got rid of Wiggins. I would have never got rid of Wiggins for Kevin Love. Really? Really?
Really?
At some point in time, Skip, maybe this is who Kyle Kuzma is. Everybody keeps thinking, well, if he could just that. No, everybody is not meant to be a 20-plus, a 25, or 30-point scorer, Skip. And he has no value. He has no nutritional value. It's like popcorn. Popcorn really don't have any nutritional value other than it tastes good.
So good.
His only nutritional value is scoring. If he cannot score, he cannot facilitate, he cannot rebound, he's of no use.
Sounds like LeBron's got his built-in excuse now, right?
They didn't no built-in excuse.
It's interesting to note, though.
Look, and they need to listen. You see every time LeBron goes to the bench, you see what happened. It goes to hell in a handbasket. They need another ball handler. Skip, I love Rondo. He plays hard. But Skip, without the ball, he's useless. And he is not the same Rondo that was in New Orleans just 2 years ago.
No mercy.
The Lakers were in talks with the Knicks to get Marcus Morris, but refused to make Kyle Kuzma part of the trade. This was a deal breaker for the Knicks, and ultimately Morris would still be dealt to LA, but to the Clippers instead of the Lakers, who ended up not making a single move before the trade deadline. So, Shannon, how much did it hurt to lose Marcus Morris to the Clippers?
I believe they're going to regret this. I believe they're going to regret holding on to Kyle Kuzma. Now, I don't believe that Marcus Morris, Skip, he'll get the same opportunities that he got in New York. There's not going to be that many, that kind of shot selection to go around with Kawhi, with Paul George, with Trez, with Lou Williams, because that's going to be a great closing lineup at the end of the day. And even starting, he's going to go into the starting rotation as he replaces Harkless. But Skip, Morris is a 3D guy. He shoot the three, he can D you up. And that's another
44% from.
And he's shooting 6 a game. Whew. So that's another guy that can throw at LeBron. So now if let's just say we believe LeBron's going to play somewhere between 36 and 40 minutes of a 48-minute game in the playoffs. That's Morris, Kawhi, and Paul George that you can throw at him all 38, 36 to 40 of those minutes.
I believe they'll go third, a third, and a third.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's a heck of that's a nice triplets to be able to throw at LeBron. Skip, look, the Lakers knew he was worth something. Mm-hmm. This is why they were going after him. You're not just getting a guy like, okay, he's on a buyout contract. They believe that he could help them. Mm-hmm. I believed he can help them, and not only could he help them, it would have hurt the Clippers because the Clippers wouldn't have gotten him. Mm-hmm. Now the Clippers hurt the Lakers by getting him, and the Lakers don't have him. Look, I don't trust Kyle Kuzma come playoff time. I don't. When it's all said and done, Skip, I'd rather have a guy that's been there. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that he's Kevin Durant. He doesn't need to be. Give me a guy that's been in big moments, that's played in big games, as opposed to a guy that he's young and he might. I don't do well with that. Give me the guy that's proven.
So, 24 hours ago.
Man, I was going to talk about those 24 hours ago.
We got to talk about it, Shannon. Sorry.
You were sizing. You were screaming out your ring. What are you, 14?
I told 14. You not to
14
jinx it.
Ring size?
Yeah.
Because you thought it was over.
I did. Rick Bukic had my hopes up.
Yeah, he did. I think a lot of people thought that was heading that direction. And at the last second, it was sort of a miniature version of what Kawhi did to the Lakers.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, wait a second.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Boom. Marcus Morris, Clipper?
But see, the difference is between that, Skip, there's nothing else the Lakers could have done. Because it's not like they could have traded for Paul George because they had just emptied the coffers to get AD. So it wasn't like in this the same situation. The Clippers had a first-round pick that they could offer. Okay. The Lakers could have got him. Just throw Kyle Kuzma butt in there. Man, Kyle, I'd have packed this.
In fact, it came down to that.
I'd have drove him to the airport myself. Now, you know I hate being in that traffic. But I'd have got on the 405 and went and picked his butt up, because I think he's staying in the marina, and drove him. Yes, I'd have came from my place, through all that traffic on the 405, went to the marina, got his butt, and drove him back to the airport.
How nice of you.
So to me, step back perspective on this, the Clippers just seem to be playing more and more chess to the Lakers' checkers. It seems like the Clippers are now the LA team that is tone-setting, proactive, and the Lakers just keep flailing reactively.
Okay.
Well, we tried, Skip.
I got it. I got it. But it just seems like Jerry West, now running the Clippers, keeps pulling off little genius moves just the way he did once upon a time for the other LA team, the Lakers. That's what it feels like to me. And it's like the Clippers under Steve Ballmer are becoming Google and Amazon and Apple. You know, it's like they're all rolled into one, and it's feeling more and more like the Lakers are this generic startup company.
We AOL.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's old news,
that's
AOL.
Old.
You
that's
don't want to be
old news. I'll accept that. So here we go again, because everything changed that moment on, what was it, July the 5th? Friday night, July 5th, when we had a pretty sizable earthquake here in Los Angeles in Southern California that rippled all the way to Las Vegas because there was a Summer League game and it was shook up.
Yep.
And what was it, maybe an hour later, that another quote-unquote quake hit the NBA world. And what? And I can't get out of my head. I looked at ESPN.com and I saw a picture of Kawhi in a Clipper jersey. And I thought, what? No, wait a minute. No.
I did the same thing. I thought somebody photoshopped it.
No, wait a second. No, you got it backwards. Because it was like a foregone conclusion he was going to be a Laker.
Yep.
Wow.
And we all got bamboozled by that one.
Yep.
And it felt that way to me on a much smaller scale yesterday, because for Mo Harkless and a protected first, and then they threw in a second, it just didn't seem like enough. I don't know. There has to be some other machination going on that Jerry West pulled off. It's possible even Marcus was involved in this, and he just said, I would prefer to play with Doc Rivers and the Clippers. Like, my fit is better there. I don't know that for a fact.
And you considering that Dolan and Ballmer are suing each other.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I mean, hold on. If I'm suing you, I'm not making no deal with you.
That's so interesting.
I'm not trading with you.
Okay.
You my enemy.
Keep business separate in that sense?
Could be right. So I told you yesterday, I'm going to restate my position on Marcus Morris. I don't like him as a human being because of what he did to the Spurs, because that was some dirty pool.
Well, that might play something in it, because Rich Paul.
Maybe. Yeah, because the Spurs thought they had sort of a verbal handshake type agreement, and at the last second, the Knicks came with a little more money, and he said, I'm going to the Knicks. And Rich Paul was so disgusted by that, he cut ties with Marcus Morris.
You got to.
Yeah, and I admired that greatly.
Most agents will do that, Skip. If an agent, because obviously the agent is speaking to the team, and if the agent calls and says, okay, we have a deal. Okay. Football, baseball, it doesn't matter, Skip. It doesn't matter the sport.
All right.
You give that agent you his word.
Got it.
You got to follow through.
Bingo. Agreed. Now to Marcus Morris, the basketball player. I have nothing but admiration for him as a player.
Okay.
He's a tough guy. He will take and he will make big shots in big moments. He will play hard, smart, savvy, gritty, sort of gray area defense. He is a man's man, and he took a shot the other night that was completely out of bounds. Remember where he made a female reference and he apologized for it?
Yeah.
But he's one of those old school tough guys who he'll fight you.
Yeah.
And
literally.
He will literally fight you. And he's liable to call Jay Crowder soft and anybody else soft, and he can back it up. So he's a great ingredient for a playoff run for a veteran basketball team. He would have been a great fit with the Lakers. He's a great fit with the Clippers.
Well, he would have been a great fit for the Lakers, but he might be an even better fit for the Clippers because of how he plays. They have, you look at Pat Bev, he's more Pat Bev, Trez Harrell than anything for the Lakers.
Yep.
That's, and I just don't know. I get, Rob Pelinka, and he's done a great job assembling this team, considering once Kawhi decided he was going to the Clippers. Skip, you got to make this move.
Yep.
You got to.
So I've told you before, I love Kyle Kuzma. I just don't love him for your team.
Yeah.
There's some way he doesn't fit in there, and I don't know exactly what the locker room machinations are, but somehow LeBron and AD are not going to buy in, because you have to buy into him as if he is Lou Williams, but he doesn't have Lou's pedigree.
No.
He hasn't earned the right to be Lou Williams.
No.
They would just have to make him their Lou Williams.
Right.
So when he comes in the fourth quarter, they have to feature him and defer and play to him.
Right.
And they're not going to do that. LeBron's not going to do it.
No.
So he's the odd man out here, and I agree with you. They should have just cleared the decks with it, especially if you could bring it. And I don't know if it did come down just to that, but you're probably right. It probably did. And if it did, Pelinka made the wrong move. And if LeBron's body language last night was any indication, he really made the wrong move.
I'm watching the game, and here's the thing. He just gets the ball. He might have LeBron and another guy ball handle on the wings. He wants to drive the ball up. He gets a charge, turnover.
Yep. So
last night, he has the ball. LeBron cuts through the lane, wide open. Nobody's under the hoop. He got his head down looking for his shot.
Yeah, I got it. He plays without the confidence he had the last 2 years, because he looks unsure, but his light is so green, he's just going to go, and now he's going to play out of control.
Skip, his rookie year, there's no expectations. Last year, we maybe they can make the playoffs, but, be an 8 seed, a 5th seed, or something like that. Now, you have championship aspirations. Remember, it's not injuries that kill seasons. It's expectations.
Yep.
So what's the expectation? Oh, he's the third scorer. Can he, that third wheel, you know, can he be Klay Thompson, what Klay was to Steph and KD? Can he be yada, yada, yada? Skip, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask of a third-year player.
I got it. And furthermore, I think it's time for us to reiterate what his trainer posted on IG. What was it, a month or so ago? Maybe a little longer.
Give or take.
I'll just read some of the lowlights to this post. Watching Kawhi highlights from yesterday, nobody, all caps, wants to speak on how sharp his skill set is compared to LeBron's. It's clear who's really in the lab and who is not. Let me hear the excuses. I'm on vacation. I got nothing more but time to hear your excuses. Blah, blah. Okay. That is, whoo. That is set the bridge on fire, if not burn it to the ground.
Right.
And then Kyle, I don't know if inadvertently, coincidentally, tweeted right on top of it. Maybe he posted on IG, I don't remember, but he posted.
I think his was on Twitter.
I believe it was, call a spade a spade.
Right.
Exactly.
Huh, is that not a cosign?
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely what it is.
Okay. So LeBron has massive pride, as he should, because he's earned massive pride.
Right.
Well, once this happens, it's just like, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. You can apologize all, you know, they said that a couple of days later, oh, we kind of worked it all out, smoothed it over.
Where's we?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Don't speak to me, bro.
Yep, that would be it. I would agree with that. Yeah. So I'm shocked that Pelinka, who did a good job of scrambling in the wake of losing Kawhi, it's just like he took everybody available. Like, I'll take him and him and him and just throw them all together, and I hope it all fits.
But here's the thing, Skip. If you trade Kyle Kuzma this summer, lets you know that you should have got rid of him earlier.
That is true.
Because I still believe he's not going to be in the Lakers uniform.
Which brings us to Darren Collison, who was seen last night sitting with Jeannie Buss in the second row at Staples. And it was said to be sort of a recruiting visit, like a college trip, right? Yeah. And unfortunately for the Lakers, they lost that home game, which is not the best look for Darren Collison. He went to UCLA. He's obviously
It's a great look because he said, you know what? They don't have a ball handler behind LeBron. Okay. So the minutes that Rondo getting, them going to be my minutes.
Well, guess what? It is reported now it's 50-50 between the Lakers and the Clippers for Darren Collison, who had been retired, obviously, so he's sort of a free agent.
Right.
Okay. What's your gut?
I'm not going to rule out the Clippers on this one.
Oh, it's always 50-50 because it's not like the Clippers are in San Diego or the Clippers are in some, you know, in the Bay Area, Skip. They're in L.A. They play in the very same building, and according to where he lives, it's the same distance. It doesn't matter. When he goes to work,
it's the same place.
It's the same place.
And I still say, if I'm a player and I have a choice between Doc Rivers and Frank Vogel, I got to tell you, I want to play for Doc.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue that. But I want to play with GOAT.
That's the difference, right?
Some people don't want to play with GOAT. GOAT can be hard to play with.
He should.
Because GOAT can be sort of...
The greatest of the players are the hardest to play with. Yeah. You think we're playing with Michael Jordan easy? Was playing with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, was that easy? I just need to know, Skip Bayless, you covered them during that time. Was it easy?
Magic and Larry, it was a dream to play with those two. Jordan, Phil Jackson always said he's the greatest leader ever.
It's a dream to play when you're winning. But when you're not playing up to the level that they expect you to play, I guarantee you.
Well, when did Jordan ever lose?
No, Skip. Hold on. So he 1,000-0? He ain't lose no games? Because you remember, did you remember what the big three Celtics used to do to him? Put him over their knee?
Did they dismantle the Bulls and start over after that? Nope. They just kept getting a little older and a little older until they grew up.
And you know what happened?
Then it was over.
You're right. They got a little older and a little older, and the big three Celtics got a lot older and a lot older. And so did the bad boy Pistons. You remember that, Skip Bayless?
I never heard one player say, I hated playing with Michael Jordan. Not one ever. It was hard. He was demanding.
Yeah, and that's why they don't like playing with GOAT, because GOAT demands perfection.
Yeah, GOAT can pout. He can be a little bit of a diva. He can be a little bit of a drama king. Michael, none of the above.
Stop it.
Interesting, his body language
Just swing on little Stevie Kerr. Just swing on Big Will. Yeah, just swing on Will Purdue. Just swing on
Will Purdue, Vanderbilt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just swing on it.
No mercy.
right, as all-star team captains, LeBron and Giannis picked their teams last night on national television. LeBron took Anthony Davis with his first selection, but selected crosstown rival Kawhi Leonard with his second pick after Giannis selected Joel Embiid. So, Skip, it's interesting here. What do you make of LeBron taking Kawhi so high?
Vintage LeBron. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Friends close and your enemies closer. And this just drives me nuts about the great player who is LeBron James. He's always trying to befriend his rivals, to butter them up, soften them up. We're friends. This is just a game we're playing. It's no big deal. Come on, let's be buddies. No, it's not just a game, and you're not buddies. Remember 2015 finals? 1 minute, I see Draymond, and I had respect for him at that point. He's calling LeBron the B word.
A boss.
He is kicking him in the midsection.
Yeah.
And he is getting suspended for a game, which turned the whole series around. And what happens the next minute in the offseason? LeBron and Draymond are business partners. Well, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Okay, so LeBron kind of bought him off, like, okay, come with me. Michael Jordan, speaking of, would have never taken Kawhi with his second pick. He just wouldn't do it because that bridge got burned, because we just spoke of it. Kawhi just bamboozled LeBron James. LeBron has been quoted by several people as saying, I thought we had him.
Yeah, okay.
And they did. You thought it.
Yes,
Everybody thought it. And he jerked the rug right out from under LeBron. He led him on, and jerked the rug right out from underneath him. And he didn't go back to Toronto. He became his in-building rival, his hallway rival in Staples Center. You can say they live in the basement, but they're starting to kind of come upstairs. They're pushing the door open, coming out to the real world up in the living room.
Yeah, they're peeking out.
They're checking it out.
They're peeking. And when you go to bed, they just go take over the living room and throw a party.
They're all in the kitchen. I wonder who drunk the milk and orange juice in the middle of the night.
No one can sleep at night. The party continues.
Sleep. They're making noise.
And
it's driving LeBron crazy. So then what happened on opening night? Kawhi Leonard had the audacity, the you-know-whats, to basically call out LeBron in a New Balance commercial that dropped in the middle of a Lakers-Clippers game on TNT. It dropped. Was it TNT? I think it was, right? On opening night, I think it was. So it just drops out of nowhere. Here he is, and it's Kawhi Town. And look at this. On the keychain is bobbling a crown. He's saying, I'm the new king, between the lines, right? I'm the new king of L.A. What? That was some audacity, and if I'm LeBron James, I'm saying, okay, it's on. Here we go. And I'm not going to take him with the second overall pick, because you could have taken Luka and nobody would bat an eye. You could have taken James Harden, the greatest offensive player ever.
We got him.
Okay, but you could have taken him there and nobody would have second-guessed it at all.
I mean, we could have, guess what? We could have took Tom Brady in the first, and second, third, or fifth round. But we got him in the sixth round and got all the picks we wanted, and we got him.
So here we go again from LeBron. It just looks a little weak, a little soft, because it comes across like if you can't beat him, join him.
Let me ask you a question, Skip. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, they have this draft order going on in 1988, 89. Magic, Bird, Olajuwon are on the board. Jordan passing all those guys. He's not taking any of them. I just want to hear you say. I just want to hear. No. Hold on, just a second.
No.
So are you saying, because those are his rivals?
He didn't have a rival. Seriously, he had no respect for any of them. Trust me, I covered it.
Okay, so
he's looking down at all of them.
Okay, so he would have passed Bird, Magic,
whatever. It just wouldn't matter, because nobody had challenged him. Nobody called him out and took him on. Nobody had Michael right on the precipice of, I'm coming to Chicago.
Skip, you do realize in the 80s, he had won nothing. He had not gone to the NBA Finals. So he did. You're right. He had no rivals. Bird and Magic had the rivalry.
This analogy is so offensive
to
me, because LeBron does not belong in the same sentence.
In the 1980s, Michael Jordan was not a rival to Bird and Magic. You are absolutely correct.
You know why? Because they saw him coming and they said, we will never be able to top this.
Skip,
Remember what they called him after the series at Boston Garden? They said he's Jesus in sneakers, and they beat him.
Well, well, God beat him, because Larry Bird must have been God because he beat his son. Because he put him on his knee. All I'm saying, Skip Bayless, in the 80s, Michael Jordan had won nothing. He had never gotten to the conference. He had never gone to the NBA Finals. He had barely gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals in '89. Remember?
Okay, so Michael Jordan was 6-0 in the finals with 6 finals MVPs.
And
right now, LeBron James is 3-6.
No. This has nothing to do with finals. You're saying LeBron James shouldn't have taken Kawhi because he's a mortal enemy. I ask you, same equation. Bird, Magic, Olajuwon on the board. He is not taking them.
You have to take somebody. I told you to take Luka or James Harden.
Why? He's trying to win a game.
Huh?
Because, see, you said this last year. Why would you take... Guess what? His first pick last year was who, Skip?
Kevin Durant.
Okay, why?
And what did I tell you then? Don't do that.
Why not?
He just beat you twice, back-to-back, right in your face. That wasn't like a blood rival, because this guy's calling you out in a New Balance commercial. And you sink to the depths of,
he's trying to sell orthopedic shoes.
Skip,
look. Excuse me. And plus, LeBron looked at it like, man, Kawhi's going to be on a 3-day rest. I might get some minutes out of him, Jenny, because you know he won't load manage in this game. Skip, LeBron, I mean, I don't know what Giannis was thinking. I think Giannis thought early on he was trying to pick a world team. Because I don't know what he was going for. That's all. Skip,
I don't either.
He should have let you and I pick his team for him. Because he had an opportunity to get Jokic. He passed on Jokic. He had an opportunity to get Luka. He passed on Luka. You got
interesting.
Yeah, you got Trae Young and Kim in your starting lineup at 6 foot at 6 foot and 5'11".
Okay, all that is advantage LeBron. Yeah. So you got picks. You got it all. It's all yours. You can pick whoever you want. And you've told me that Luka is the next Larry Bird.
Oh,
so
I love
take him.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Love him. But LeBron said, look, I'm trying to win this game. I'm trying to do this right thing for charity, because Skip, they changed the rules. First 3 quarters is you win the quarter, 100,000, whatever it is for your charity.
It's a good thing.
And now you take the cumulative score, whatever the score is, and you add 24 to it. So if you got 100 and the other team got 95, you need 24 points. The other team needs 29. No clock. We're going to turn the clock off. So we really playing pickup, Skip, because, you know, in pickup game, we ain't got no clock. First to 15, first to whatever we go to 12, whatever it is, Skip. So LeBron James said, I'm trying to win. And you notice, since we've been having this format, who been winning? So plus he's getting ready. You know he gonna own a team. You know he gonna have to pick the players. So that's what he getting. All he doing is getting ready, Skip.
I would give LeBron a real shot to be a great GM. High basketball IQ.
Yeah.
And it's rare. Jordan, awful GM. Notoriously, historically bad. Right?
It's been hard.
Okay? But he doesn't think the way LeBron does. LeBron is more point guard, visionary, where he's seeing it before it happens. And Michael just said,
give me the ball, I'm going to make it happen.
Get out of my way.
I'll do it, yeah.
Yep, I will do it, and I don't really even know what you guys do.
Right.
I'm not even sure who you are exactly. But if I need you occasionally, I'll tell you in the huddle, I'm going to pass you the ball, and you're going to make this shot to win the game, Steve Kerr.
Right.
Okay.
But I just need you to stop this notion that Michael wouldn't have taken Magic or Michael wouldn't have taken Larry.
Okay. They didn't take him on. They didn't.
They didn't need to.
They weren't in-building rivals.
We didn't, Jenny. Magic and Bird are rivals because that's who's fighting it out every year for the NBA title.
Okay, let's do that. If Magic has the #1 pick, is he taking Larry Bird? I think not.
He can't, because guess what? Bird would have probably been the leading vote getter in the East, and Magic's the leading vote getter in the West. But I guarantee you.
Okay, let's do it this way. If Shannon Sharpe has the #1 pick and Kawhi had done to Shannon what he did to LeBron, Shannon is not taking Kawhi Leonard. I know Shannon. Shannon is not over my dead body am I taking that guy.
You know what, Skip? I've softened in my old. Y'all gonna be, I was kind of soft.
You know, I haven't seen a hint of that.
No.
I don't know anything about soft. That is one word I do not associate with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is saying next. Shannon Sharpe is looking right down his list. I'll take the next Larry Bird.
But Skip, but here's the thing, though. But you know how LeBron, Skip, after that man said what he said about him, Dan Gilbert, and you go back.
That's LeBron.
Yeah.
Okay.
You and I not wired like that.
No, I couldn't do it, but I admired LeBron because he said, my city means more to me than the guy who's running the basketball team.
Exactly.
So I'm going to rise above him, which he did.
Right. And that's what he said. Even though Kawhi did what he did, Kawhi, come on, let's go on and win this All-Star game. Make me 3-0 in All-Star game selection, and we're going to be all good.
I'll have you over for dinner.
No, he ain't coming over.
Chummy,
he ain't coming
buddy,
over. He ain't coming over.
Then when we play our third and fourth games this year, you can maybe take it a little easier. It's not that big a deal because we're close now.
We're not close.
Yeah.
We're not close. We're not friends. We're not chummy. We're not anything.
We'll see about that. It sure came across like that.
Roommates are sharing
First of all, Skip, it did not come across like that. You got upset last year when he took KD. Okay, now he takes AD. But here's the problem that you have.
I have no problem with 8. You got to take 8.
You got to take it. Yeah. But here's the thing, though, Skip. If you have the first pick, it's over. Because he takes KD. Okay, last year, Giannis had the second pick. He got Embiid. Okay, LeBron took AD 1. He takes AD third. It's over. Okay, now he gets AD 1. He takes Embiid again. He takes Kawhi. It's over.
Unless you give the first pick to Giannis and he takes Trae Young, which we might have.
Maybe they're like really close, best friends.
But yeah, I don't know what he do. Well, I mean, he's like, he didn't want James Harden to step back. He wanted the step back killer, crossover killer, step back king.
I don't know.
I don't know if James Harden gonna take too kindly. I'm not surprised he said it, Skip. I'm surprised he said it out loud.
I think they should just call the All-Star game off because it's a mismatch.
No.
Right? It's just like, what are they doing?
Why you do that?
Well, it's going to be like 161 to 99, right?
No. Well, Skip, you remember they did this in the Pro Bowl, and they let people, they let them pick, and you're like, why would you pick that? Cause I'm trying to win, Skip. LeBron wants to win, and we will.
No mercy. Joel Embiid had 19 points on just 6 for 26 shooting, and the 76ers lost to the Bucks last night. Philly has been in a slump, losing their last 4 games, which has begun to draw a lot of criticism. During TNT's coverage last night, Charles Barkley and Shaq both didn't hold back at all when talking about the Sixers. Take a listen.
I picked the Sixers to get to the finals. I think they are the softest, mentally weakest team. It had a bunch of talent. They are the Cleveland Browns of the NBA.
Damn.
They got a lot of talent.
The Browns?
And they talk the talk, and that's it. They are weak mentally and physically.
The difference between Giannis and Embiid is force. Giannis is playing with force, and Embiid is playing SOF capital T. Right here, I'm saying, you know what, I'm not shooting no jumpers. I'm going right at you. Kevin McHale move right there. I don't care who you are. And look, I'm just going at you right now. I'm taking it to your chest. You 7 foot, so am I, but you're still too little. Jump hook him to death. And right here on the other end, he's not playing with force. He's looking for the foul. He has a little Band-Aid on his little hand. He wants the ref to call the foul. The ref don't call the foul, so he run back on defense like a little baby, and then you let this guy score on you.
A little harsh.
SOF, capital T. I'm not being harsh.
All right. Shannon, do you agree?
Yep. Joel Embiid, unfortunately, Skip, is going to be that guy. Man, if he ever puts it together, he's going to be an if guy. Does Joel Embiid knows he's 7'2", 300 pounds? Because he sure plays like Kristaps Porzingis. He wants to play on the perimeter. Bruh, you see Giannis. Giannis is 7 foot tall, 158 pounds. And he's going to the basket. He's going at everybody. He's putting his shoulder in your chest, Joel Embiid. And I guarantee you, Skip, Joel Embiid outweighs Giannis by 70 pounds. I don't know how much he...
I don't know if 70, but maybe. Giannis is getting his man body on.
How much you say Giannis weighs? 250?
Maybe more. He looks bigger to me.
You think he outweighs LeBron?
No.
Okay. LeBron 250.
Yeah.
So he like 240.
Thanks for clarifying.
But Skip, look.
270.
Another thing. LeBron. I don't think Joel Embiid is in shape because he always have these ticky-tack injuries that put him down for like a week or two. That Skip, you get in shape, you stay in shape by practicing the sport that you play.
Yeah.
He had that a dislocated finger, and then he's out a couple of games. He don't strike me as a guy that works hard on his conditioning. Skip, this was embarrassing last night. Now, we saw another game earlier this year, Skip. He was over. Scored 0 points at 7'2" in an NBA game. You got 0 points.
Yep.
The problem is, Skip, and unfortunately, I think in order for them to maximize, somebody's going to have to go. Because the thing is that what Embiid needs, he wants the ball and wants to be down low. Well, if he kicks it out to Ben Simmons is not a shooter. He needs to drive to the basket. Now, we see how well Ben Simmons play when Joel Embiid is not in the game. So now he has clear for takeoff. He's going to the rim. He's going to the rack. But Shaq and Charles are absolutely right. Joel Embiid is soft. He plays soft. He do all that talking. Now, if it was a Twitter war, whoo, can't nobody touch him. In the basketball game, that's awful, Skip. That's unacceptable.
I'm going to defend Joel to this point. There have been long stretches of his career when he does not play soft, when he has not played soft. He's played like a terror, a low-post terror. He's still the best center in basketball, and when he gets cooking, okay, he can. It's not like we've never seen it.
Yes, but that's why you should even be more outraged, because you've seen what he can be.
I have seen it. He dominates people, and once he gets you down, he will just step on your throat. He's got killer in him. And then he's got sort of little kid on Christmas morning, sort of like he's just, he's just kind of out of it. It's all, this is all fun and games.
There is a little of that.
And I think Shaq's over harsh commentary is coming from a place of love and respect, because he sees it in it.
Right.
Yeah.
He sees some baby Shaq in there somewhere.
What did we ever say? Man, Shaq, you playing too soft.
No.
Shaq was
Lord have mercy.
Shaq was putting everybody in the first and second row every game.
Every game from the start. And from that 3-year stretch, like 99 to 01, he was the greatest offensive force in the history of this game, but it was not fun to watch.
Right.
It was kind of ugly football, basketball.
Yeah.
And it was almost impossible to ref, because every play was somewhere between offensive foul and defensive foul, right?
Yeah.
Because he's just bowling people over.
Yeah.
And yet it worked.
Yes.
And it produced championships. And in this case, this kid, and he's still a kid, has produced nothing. And Ben Simmons has produced nothing. And that was a big night for them. They've had a 3-game stretch against 3 really good teams on the road, and this was the third one, and they just caught L's, and they've been awful on the road. They're 9-19 away, and the 9 wins are the 6th most in the East. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
These 2 players are so much better than that.
Right.
And Al Horford was added to the mix, and I have a lot of respect for him. He's a pro's pro, and it's not mattering.
They should have did everything they possibly could, but Jimmy wanted to leave.
Jimmy wanted to leave.
Replacing Jimmy Butler with Al Horford was not a good trade-off.
So what I despised about last night was that Horford took 12 threes. He's a postman. He took 12, and Joel took 10. Well, that's 22 threes from your 2
16 and 7-2 guys.
Really? 22 threes, and they made 8, which is not bad. Pretty good, actually. But that's not how you win this game against this guy.
You will concede that.
Okay?
You don't think the Lopez brothers like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Although Brookle, he'll take his fair share.
Oh, yeah. But, Skip, the thing is for me is that when you, and you said you've seen Joel do it.
I have.
But I just don't see it on a night-to-night basis.
Nope, you do not.
You can say whatever you want to say about Charles. He's lazy. You can say whatever about Shaq. If he ate better, yada, yada, yada. But you then wouldn't have no doubt. Night in and night out, they were going to give it to somebody.
They were, and I agree with that. And yet, they both had their issues, too.
But playing hard wasn't one of them.
Sometimes Charles came and went a little bit. Sometimes he didn't take it all that seriously. He would take mental nights off. But he's also seeing what we're talking about.
Yes.
He's looking at this saying, this guy is so much better than this.
Skip, how you 7-2 and score 0 points?
I don't know. Okay, I got to give him a small break because it was only 3 weeks ago. He did have surgery on his ring finger, tore a ligament, and it required surgery. And he showed the beat reporters last night after the game, and his hand's swollen. It's still all swollen. He's probably rushing it back just a little bit. It's his left hand. It's not his right hand. But look, still.
Is he out there?
Yes, he is.
He's 21 on the back? Yeah, that's what you tell me, Skip.
I got it. And I'm just...
Guess what else is swollen? His bank account. Busted at the seams, Jenny.
And his head.
Yes.
And he and Ben Simmons still strike me like these spoiled brat kids. You know, they got too much too soon, and they don't get what it takes to win championships. Whatever that drive is, that thing, that killer, they don't have.
What, they're supposed to be Magic and Kareem?
I know, yeah. Could be. Okay, so what worked in Philadelphia? What worked was 2 years ago when you surrounded those two kids with, remember that team? You had J.J. Redick. That'll work, right? And they closed every game that they won, the big games. Remember when they went to Cleveland 2 years ago and just cleaned them out in March? Who were the closers? Ilyasova and Bellinelli, two tough-minded, old-school, been-around-the-block players who know how to win basketball games, right? Remember Marko Saric? Remember what he did for that team? And we go to T.J. McConnell come in and play big, tough minutes for a little guy.
But Skip, if you're going to play like that, that's what you need. You need shooters. If you're going to have a big guy like Joel Embiid, you need space. If you have a guy that's right now is incapable of making consistent jump shot, which Ben Simmons is, you need a shooter.
Right. And who else did they have 2 years ago? They had a young man named Covington who is now a Rocket.
Right.
And he was making first team all defense. Right.
But he can make threes.
Okay. And he can make threes. So there's toughness in there. And Amir Johnson was on that team who was an old school tough guy. So you surrounded them with toughness and shooting and glue. Lots of glue all around them. That was a pretty good basketball team. And then all of a sudden they all exit, and then here comes Jimmy, and he looks at the two kids and says, I got no use for either one of them. I'm not into this.
And what is they surrounded with Giannis with? Shooters. That's why he has all that space. You mentioned Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is 7 foot tall. He spends most of his time behind the three-point line.
He does, unless on defense he blocked 3 more shots last night because he's leading the league in blocks.
So did his brother, Robin. You look at DiVincenzo, and you look at Coddington. All those guys, Skip, can make threes, space the floor. Now Giannis is going one-on-one. He's up and under Kevin, like Shaq said, Kevin McHale move, or he Euro stepping you to the basket, laid it up or dunk it.
He is.
So that's what they need. They didn't need Al Horford. Al Horford,
that was a panic move because they had to bring in somebody, and they hoped he would be the rub-off guy. He'd be the veteran who would rub off on the team.
Yeah, how he rub off on Boston?
Yeah. Well, he took him about as far as he could probably take him.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's as far as you want to go?
Yeah.
Because that's all Al Horford. That's as far as you want to go.
Yeah. Well, it's unfair last night to take it out of the context of they're getting beaten. And remember, by the way, they're in that game. Embiid hit a 3 with 8 minutes left to cut the game to 5. So it's not like they got blown out last night.
But Skip, 6 of 26?
Okay, all right. But guess what the other guy was doing? The guy on the other team? Giannis is on a record pace to set the all-time record for player efficiency rating, which is the key stat in professional basketball, PER. He's ahead of Wilt Chamberlain in 1963, Wilt in 62, Michael Jordan in 88, and LeBron in 09.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 best in order, and he's number 1 right now.
Well, if he gets Wilt 62 when Wilt was 50-25,
I'm with you. So
he got the MVP.
Last night, all he did was go 36 with 20 rebounds and 6 assists. Well, that's a powerhouse dynamo. Overwhelming game. That's the kind of game that I don't care how big Joel Embiid played. I don't know if he can match that at Milwaukee.
What is it? Only 3 7-footers have had games like that?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about Wilt. Basically, when you talk about stats, Skip, you basically got to exclude Wilt. Because if it has to do with anything with scoring and rebounding and assists, in order to make it fair, you got to remove him from the equation.
He was 7'1", and he ran track at Kansas. That's all you need to know.
High jump. He was a high jumper. He was over 400.
Right.
So that's what. So he was ahead of his time.
He was.
But Skip, you got to bring it every night, Skip. That's what look. That's how LeBron and KD and all these guys get to be who they are. Yep. You know what you're going to get every night. Skip, I might get Joel Embiid. He might give me 36 and 18 one night.
He might.
But he might give me 14 and 7 on another night.
Just depends what his mood is. That won't work.
Which you see through, though. That's the hard part.
That's what's frustrating to Shaq. Because Shaq still believes you can win with the big man.
Yep.
And everybody says, well, no, because you see Skip, everybody's looking at the big man like the running back. Well, we like to have one, but we can really do without him because we just going to spread the field and throw the ball around.
Yep.
Shaq still believes you can win with a big man.
He does.
But the big man needs to be dominant.
Well, I can tell you who's about to pay for this. In my estimation, The head coach is going to go pretty soon.
You do.
Brett Brown's going to be out because it's your only way. You can't really fix that much, especially post-trade deadline, except that guy.
Because, Skip, they keep going back. Well, how would the Warriors do against Shaq? Shaq said, somebody got to guard me. Now, y'all might make a bunch of threes, but I'm going to foul everybody out. Because you know good well, Draymond, KD ain't stopping Shaq. Shaq going to go down to the block, he going to spin, and he dunking it on everybody.
So Sixers are back tonight in action against the Grizzlies, who've been hot.
They better be careful with the Grizzlies, Skip.
Yeah,
I'm just not sure they can win that game. They're just on such a losing jag. They've lost faith in each other. They're pointing fingers. It feels like it's gone south, and pretty soon Brett Brown is going to be going south.
Well, they probably blow out the Grizz because, they've been doing a lot of talking. Iggy don't want to, Iguodala doesn't want to play with us. We want to show him what Memphis is about.
Thank you.
Well, they want to go to Charlie Barrows, go to Beale Street. He know what I heard Memphis got good old barbecue. That old dry rub barbecue. You don't like barbecue, but I like barbecue.
I unfortunately ate it every meal of my life until I was 18 years of age, and I've never eaten it since.
Well, I didn't.
Not once.
So I'm going to get me some more. Okay. So if we ever go to Memphis, I don't know I got a reason to go to Memphis. I went to Memphis once. I flew into Memphis to go get a dog one time.
Oh,
you
thank you
did?
for the story.
I did. To get a dog?
Well, I had to go to Bahaley, Mississippi, but I had to fly into Memphis.
Okay.
Drive to Bahaley.
All right.
How's the dog?
He passed away. It was Nikita.
Oh. Well,
I go great distance. I
know you're a dog guy.
Yeah. I'll drive great distance to get me a dog.
Yeah, it's all very important.
Why don't you pick me one up at the dog show?
I'll do my best. No mercy. All right, so the Lakers were in talks with the Knicks to get Marcus Morris, but refused to make Kyle Kuzma part of the trade. This was a deal breaker for the Knicks, and ultimately Morris would still be dealt to LA, but to the Clippers instead of the Lakers, who ended up not making a single move before the trade deadline. Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard joining us this morning. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
So the trade deadline has passed, and now the Lakers miss out on Marcus Morris going to the Clippers. Your reaction to this, how much does it hurt the Lakers?
Well, I wouldn't. They would have had to give up Kyle Kuzma and Danny Green to get Marcus Morris. I would not have done that because, you may fill one hole with Morris, but you create another one without Danny Green. Their perimeter defense is already a problem. And without Danny Green there, it gets worse. Even bringing in Marcus Morris, and Skip knows this as well as anybody, Danny Green has hit huge shots. Now, he'll have his clunkers.
He will.
But he's hit big shots in the finals. This year, he's hit big shots against Dallas in that game earlier in the season. So I think Marcus Morris is better than Danny Green, but Green and Kuzma, I would not have done it. I think they would have done Kuzma straight up.
Oh, really? So you're going the other way. So you think it's all about Danny Green?
Well, I think it's about both of them. I do. Kuzma just was making so little money that you couldn't do it straight up. I think knowing that, look, we got how many more years with LeBron at this level?
Right.
It's all about winning now. I think they would have done it straight up if they could have.
Right.
But they couldn't. So I don't think it's, I think the Lakers were right to hold pat on that one. Now, it does hurt because the Clippers obviously got Marcus Morris.
Yes.
And I said earlier in the week, I think they're better. They have a slight edge over the Lakers. I think that edge increased a little bit because imagine Pat Beverly, Lou Williams, Kawhi, Paul George, and Marcus Morris on the court together. Marcus Morris is a 44% three-point shooter.
And he shoots 6 a game.
Right. It's not like 1 or 2 a game. So now you've got 5 guys that can shoot the 3 or the long 2. And obviously what they want to do is pull the Lakers bigs away from the basket. And they'll be able to do it. And then on top of that, Morris can guard the post. Now, I'm not saying he's going to shut AD down, but he can guard him better than anybody else they had.
True.
So, and he's a dog. He's tough.
And you can throw him at LeBron. Now you can put 12 minutes of him, 12 minutes of Paul George, 12 minutes of Kawhi. You got 3 bodies as opposed to just 1 or 2.
Maybe 20 minutes of Kawhi.
But the Clippers now have the edge. Now, let me say this. I'm not completely writing the Lakers off. I just think the Clippers are the clear favorite. But the Lakers still have 2 of the best 3 players in L.A. We would agree on that, right? And I think there's a nice little gap between 3, AD, and 4, Paul George. And so if I'm them, obviously you need LeBron to be heroic. But AD, and we'll talk about this later, but you got to get him to be more of a fourth quarter scorer because he still has an advantage even over Morris, you know, with the Clippers. So, and then Kyle Kuzma talking to him, getting him playing, winning basketball.
Talking.
What's a good shot?
I'm tired of talking.
Well, remember, he missed training camp. He missed some of the season. He's young, but this is what he's still talented. He's more talented than Morris.
Yeah.
So we just got to teach him how to play winning basketball.
Yo, good luck with that.
Are you giving
He's
up?
He's out on him.
Are you
harsh on him today?
No, I want to talk. Go ahead, Skip. Go ahead.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
So,
That's a first.
my friend Chris Broussard just said that the key reason that Marcus Morris is not a Laker is a Danny Green who once got so deep in Greg Popovich's doghouse that he could not climb out of it. And it started in Game 6 of 2013 when he was guarding, Danny Green was guarding LeBron, and he went cherry picking up the court and did not screen him on a long rebound that went back to LeBron, and he made that three that actually kept them sort of in the game at that point, right? It saved the day at that moment, right? And Popovich never forgave him for that. But now he's gone on this odyssey to Toronto as the sort of valet to Kawhi, and then I thought he was going to go with him wherever else, and then he winds up going to the Lakers. And now you're telling me that the reason Kyle Kuzma is still a Laker is Danny Green. Well, basically.
Don't you think they create another hole? Nobody's saying Danny Green is better than Marcus Morris. But Danny Green and Kuzma, like, who's my two guard now? KCP, I guess. But Danny Green, like I said, he's hit big shots and he's a defender.
Okay, where Shannon and I part ways. I believe in Kyle Kuzma. I think he could be the closer for this team, but he did not fit. He did not click with AD and LeBron. He did not click with them as in CLIQUE click, as in part of the group, you know? Okay. And he became the odd man out. They would not defer to him or try to ingratiate him into the flow in the fourth quarter and make him feel like you can be our Lou Williams. He never got that kind of treatment. And he's viewed as a little goofy, a little out there. He's changed the hair 4 or 5 times. And it's like, what? Who is this guy? Who do you think you are? And he does have like too green of a light because as soon as it touches his fingertips, it's just going to go up.
Exactly.
Or he's going to drive it and maybe dribble it off his foot, you know, like that's...
And the thing is, I don't think LeBron has a problem with him shooting. It's just when he shoots it.
Right.
A 1-on-4. He gonna pull up 8, nobody down there but him. And they got 4 defenders back. He's jacking up a 3, and then coming back up the court nonchalantly.
Okay. So whatever it took to get Marcus Morris should have been taken. Like,
really?
Yes. Whatever.
You think he's that good? I like him, but come on, he's not an all-star or anything like that.
He's a playoff difference maker for a good basketball team, and both of these teams are very good. But he could put you over the top.
He's another guy that you can throw at Paul George. You can throw at Kawhi.
You could.
So now you take their strength, and they're already strong now. The thing that I like, that means Trez is not going to be on the court. Because if Morris is in that depth lineup at the end of the ball game, where is Trez?
Yeah, and Chris.
Well, you could have Trez, Morris, Kawhi, George, and Lou or Pat.
Oh, you want Lou? Lou ain't no Lou going to be on the fourth quarter.
Do you remember Marcus Morris in Boston? How many big shots he would take and make? He'll take bomb threes.
Oh, but you remember?
So you would have given up Kuzma and Danny Green.
I would have. And there's some addition by subtraction.
I think you create another
Guess
hole.
what's going to happen? This summer, watch they move on from Kuzma.
Maybe, but look, I'm with Skip, though. LeBron's the leader of that team. Sit down with Kuzma and tell him how to play. Kuzma looks up to LeBron. He can do. I know what his trainer tweeted up.
Time out.
They have history.
I got to read it because it's just too good. And or too bad. That's what it is. This is the trainer of Kyle Kuzma about, was it 3 weeks ago? Maybe?
Yeah.
A little
IG post, maybe a little longer. Quote, watching Kawhi highlights from yesterday, nobody, all caps, wants to speak on how sharp his skill set is compared to LeBron's. It's clear who's really in the lab and who is not. Boom.
Skip.
And then Kuzma, whether coincidence or cosign, he immediately tweeted, call a spade a spade.
What do we know about LeBron? He went back and played for Dan Gilbert.
Yeah, Shannon brought that up.
I mean, he...
Okay, but this is a teammate's trainer calling out the leader, the great LeBron James.
I think you're making more out of it than it is. I really do. I really do. Kyrie in Cleveland. Kyrie would go 9 straight days without talking to anybody. He and LeBron were able to win the championship.
At least that wasn't publicized, really. It wasn't like a big story.
I think LeBron's bigger than that. And I think LeBron's got to look at it like, look, this is about a championship. If I want to win the championship,
that's why he wanted Marcus Morris.
This guy. That's fine, but now this is what you have.
But Chris,
you're going to sulk? You're going to give up?
Chris, it's a lot easier to sit down with a guy when he's had a payday. He sees.
I get all that.
He sees what B.I. is doing. He sees that max money is out there. You don't get max money scoring 12 points a game.
This is all you need to say to him if you're LeBron James. If we win a championship and you play a big role, you average 14 points, whatever, your value's gonna go up. Chris Bosh, was his value bigger in Toronto when he was giving you 22 and 12 and going out in the first round, or Miami, where he probably became a Hall of Famer, averaging 16 and 6?
But he got that money.
I get that. That's why young players, they do want that money. But if you win, the money will come. He's the third guy.
But see, here's the thing. But he's also, I ain't got to win. Because DeJohn Wall and Bradley Beal, they getting max contract. There are a lot of guys getting max. He want them maxed out. Chris, you know this.
So what do you say? Are you conceding? What should the Lakers do?
How about this? I'm not as strong. I don't feel as strong today as I felt yesterday when I thought we was getting Marcus Morris.
Strong? You were sizing.
Yeah, Rick. I had a call. I had told Jeannie Buss. I said, Jeannie, I don't know if you're doing K or you doing Johnston.
It was too much.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm a size 14. I had got it sized up, Chris. I got it sized up.
That stuff, Shannon.
Now, look, it's not, again, the Clippers are the better team, but it's not over. You still got the two of the 3 best players in L.A.
Let me ask you a question.
And a decent role. He can't always be set up on the platter for you.
Kyle Kuzma has no. I said Kyle Kuzma's like popcorn. It's good for you, but it has no nutritional value. His nutritional value is scoring. If he cannot score, he cannot defend, he cannot facilitate, he does not rebound. He offers you nothing, Chris. You got to give me something more, because what happens when your game is not on scoring?
If you have the athleticism and the strength, you can become a good defender, an adequate defender.
Okay, when are you gonna do that?
Then sit him down and talk to him. I need some leadership.
Man, I gotta sit this grown-ass man down. He's 24 years old.
That's what I gotta do. If I want a title, that's what I gotta do.
That's why LeBron don't like young players. That's why. I gotta sit him down.
Sit him down then. You LeBron James. He gonna listen.
I'm gonna sit him down. I'm gonna say, bro, it was nice playing with you. You up out of here.
Come on, man.
So, Chris Broussard, one last domino could fall. Darren Collison, who was on sort of a recruiting visit to Staples last night, sitting.
I ain't recruiting nobody else. Every time we recruit somebody, they go to the other team.
Don't talk about it.
I do think Collison, if he plays, and it's still up in the air, he'll be with the Lakers. I do believe that.
You do.
Okay.
And it only makes sense.
want him just as badly. And again, it comes down sometimes to Doc or Vogel, and I'm going Doc.
I believe he'll get more minutes with Lakers.
That's my thing. If I'm Darren Collison, where is he fitting in with the Clippers?
He'd just be a backup point.
But you could be a backup point playing 20-plus minutes with the Lakers.
Right.
Because I believe Rondo's going to be the odd man out. Because Rondo, without the ball...
Are they just going to cut him?
We might.
He should go to the Lakers. Because, like you said, if you want playing time, I think you go to the Lakers.
And if you want to win a championship, you go to the Clippers.
We get Darren Collison, we might be back in business. We might be back in business.
Really?
I don't think you should keep saying it. You're going to jinx it.
I mean, this should tell you something. Caruso played all 12 minutes in the fourth quarter.
That's a Frank Vogel special. He has fallen in love with that.
No, you see with Rondo. Come on, Skip. Rondo, I'm kicking the ball to Rondo for a 3. Is that really what I want to do? I'm kicking to him for an 18-footer. Is that really what I want to do? And Kyle Kuzma gave us nothing last night. And I told Skip this was going to happen. Now, right before the trade deadline the other night, he gave you 18 and 12. And you see? Woo, Kuzma. Woo, Kuzma. Just like you said, LeBron, when he made all those threes, he was going to lay a clunker. I told you what Kuzma was going to do. And what he do? Right on cue.
And right on cue, LeBron laid a clunker.
Oh,
4 for 3 in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
no mercy.
It was a new look Rockets team as James Harden took the opening tip-off against Anthony Davis. No one over 6'7" stepped on the court for Houston as Westbrook led the way with 41 points, and the newly acquired Robert Covington chipped in with 14 off the bench. AD and LeBron combined for 50 points, but only saw 4 points from Kyle Kuzma, who LA refused to trade earlier in the day. Shannon's been hard on that one all day. So, Chris, will the Rockets' new small ball approach work?
Well, this needs context because what's work? Work is a championship, right?
No, that didn't happen.
This is the Houston Rockets. Like, Daryl Morey, the GM, he's a good GM. He didn't go to Memphis or Sacramento or Charlotte. You know, some franchises usually in the doldrums. The Rockets have always been a very good franchise, right? They've won 2 championships. They've been to 2 finals. They've had some of the greatest players we've ever seen. So just being relevant and winning 50 and going out in the second round is not enough. You know, so in that regard, no, they won't win a championship playing like this. Now, they'll be fun to watch. They'll be sexy. I get it. You opened up the lane for Westbrook for really the first time in his career, right? Because even in OKC, you had Steven Adams. You always had a wing who couldn't shoot so that teams could jam the paint. And you saw last night, I mean, it's wide open what he can do. A question, though, is that going to take anything away from Harden? Because now Russ is going to be aggressive and the lane's going to be wide open. You know, I think they are what they are. And the Lakers last night, I know Skip will get to this, and I'll give you props. You said after LeBron hit, 5 threes last game, 6, 5 straight, he was going to come out and go, 1 for 10? He went 1 for 8.
2 for 10, right?
Right. So I think the Lakers let them off the hook, especially in the fourth quarter. LeBron took 4 threes. LeBron was bigger than any Rockets player.
He was.
He should have just been driving to the hole or post.
Or played out the post.
Right. Elbow, post, something like that. They did post AD more than usual, but still, I don't think enough. Whether, you know what I mean? Like, because even though the Lakers outscored them by 22 in the paint, it was a lot of putbacks and rolls or alley-oops, not making them feel your body. You know what I mean? If AD is leaning on you or Dwight Howard's leaning on you or LeBron's leaning on a smaller guy, eventually that's going to wear them down, take away their legs, and you're not going to hit as many threes. And here's the final thing I say about the Rockets. They shoot a lot of threes, but they're 21st in the league in three-point percentage. They shoot 35% from 3. So they're going to get into battles, three-point shootouts with some of these teams that actually shoot the 3 better. And that's where they'll lose. So they'll be fun. I think they might be slightly better, maybe, than they were. But they're probably about the same, just in a different way. So, no, they won't win it.
Well, the biggest reason that they lost is that I thought the Lakers shot too many threes. They didn't feed the post. The Lakers shot too many threes. I know LeBron was 1 for whatever, Skip Bayless, but he played.
Say it, 1 for 8. 8.
1 for 8.
Yeah, okay. Don't just sweep that under your little rug.
LeBron was 1 for 8, but they were, if I'm not mistaken, 9 of 31. So that means someone else, they only made 8 of 23.
Kuzma was 0 for 4.
Oh, Caldwell Pope was what?
Right, 0 for 4.
What was Rondo?
0 for 3.
Yeah, okay.
What was Danny Green? 3 for 4.
Yeah.
Avery Bradley, 3 for 4.
Yes.
Caruso, 2 of 3.
Yes.
That adds up to, that's pretty good. That's like 8 of 11.
And LeBron had 15 assists, so who was assisting on those 3? But Skip Bayless,
you took twice as many threes as anybody on this roster.
You gonna let me talk?
Twice? Well, you're bringing it up. I'm just correcting you. 8 to 4.
The Lakers' advantage on most teams is that they have a big lineup. They go JaVale, they go LeBron, they go AD. That's the starters. And then when AD goes out, they come in with Dwight Howard. So they're a big team. They didn't take advantage of that. AD should have had 30, 32. AD should have had a game honoring Kobe where he shoots 35, 40 times trying to get to 60. PJ Tucker at 6'4", on 6'10.5" AD. Play JaVale. So, okay, fine. I'm going to run my chances. Look, JaVale, just get a hand up. Just don't let him get by you. Dwight, same thing. And if they make those shots, okay. But I'm not going to let you drive the ball to the paint. But you got to punish them. It was too close in second chance points. There were not enough missed by the Lakers, put back in by the Lakers. Skip, you can't do that. You can't, so many teams lost to Golden State trying to beat them at their game. Oh, they playing small, we're going to play small, and we're going to try to outshoot them. No, you got to punish them on the inside. Punish him on the inside. I thought LeBron turned the ball over too much in the fourth quarter. But he's going to be a turnover guy, Skip, because some of the passes that he attempts that we ooh and ah over, we know. Whew, throwing the ball between the guy's legs. We saw LeBron just the other night get to the basket, look left, look right, look left, and then kicks it back over his shoulder to Avery Bradley for a three. Yep. Those are turnover plays, Skip. Really, for most people, they let them off the hook. The Rockets are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook. So what we're going to do, we're going to take it out on Golden State on Saturday, and somebody about to catch it for the rest.
That's not the old Golden State.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels different
But for the rest of February, the rest of the month of February, we ain't losing no more.
Could we be specific and honest about this? LeBron James let them off the hook in the fourth quarter. LeBron James leads all of the NBA in fourth quarter shots attempted. I've never seen anything quite like it, but usually he's front-running, stat padding on the woeful San Antonio Spurs when he made 5 straight threes early in the fourth quarter to increase the lead from 13 to 21 points.
Blow the game wide open.
When he closed it.
Way to go.
When he closed that game.
How can you close the game that you lead by 13?
You still got to close.
Skip, you know people come back from 13 points in the fourth quarter.
In the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, it's baloney. So now what happened last night, he finds himself in a battle because the Rockets, they're playing harder than the Lakers. And it's like, okay, King, here you're not the wash king anymore. You got to take this game over. So the ball's in his hand, and he just doesn't drive the basketball. He's the greatest driver of the basketball that there's ever been on this planet. And he takes 4 more threes because he had fallen in love with the 3 the previous game. We see it, the cycle just repeats throughout his career. He's this year a 35% three-point shooter. It is not. It ranks 111th of 148 players. It's not. Marcus Morris is 44%. You can't do it. And he has taken so many more. He's taken 44 more threes than the next Laker, Danny Green. It's just too many, especially in a fourth quarter of a tight game. And he turned it over 3 times. I'm not going to condemn him for that because, like you say, he plays sort of. He's going to try some things.
Yes.
And sometimes they don't work. They were a little careless last night. Right. But you can't go 0 for 4 from 3 because that's now 7 empty trips in a close game with the 4 missed threes, which brings me to the Rockets. I think they're definitely better. You say they're a little better. I think they're significantly better than they used to be with Covington because he will D you up.
I love Covington.
And I love how they looked last night, even though they should have been beaten by LeBron James. They were in position to be beaten. But I'm going to show you 3 quick plays on which small ball worked because it forced mismatches on the perimeter where you're saying, what? Okay. And the first one comes mid-third quarter when AD finds himself on Russ kind of beyond the free throw line. Well, you're in trouble there. Look at the move Russ just put on him. Let's see it one more time. Whew, that's sweet. Because AD can't guard that. No. He's a defensive player of the year. You know, like he's a first-team all-defense.
He actually guarded Harden okay at times.
Okay, at times he did. But last night, Harden decided, I'm going to defer because they were jumping him with the second defender past half court, and he would just kick it to Russ. Yep. And all of a sudden, Russ is driving on people who can't defend him on the perimeter. So then we see another. This is the go-ahead 3 by Eric Gordon. It was from the corner with 3:57 left in the game. Put the Rockets up 2. And you see what happened. This is LeBron's man, but LeBron tried to dive into the middle and take the charge, and he got caught up in the traffic and goes down. You can't leave Eric Gordon. You just can't leave him.
Right.
That's a charge.
It was not a charge. That would have been a ticky-tack call. So the point is, that is money, man. If you give that guy that ball in the corner like that, but LeBron is guarding Eric Gordon. And then the final one was by Covington. With 2:40 left, Covington makes a big 3 that puts them up 4. It was basically ball game. And look who's guarding him in the corner. AD is guarding him. And he says, okay, I'll shoot this. And AD did a pretty good job on him, but you're taking another big guy out of the lane to go guard a small forward, right? Okay, so it works in reverse, too, where it puts the pressure on you. You're going to have to guard mismatches. Right?
Agreed.
Okay, so I like that. And if you have enough tough guys out there, enough dogs out there like Tucker and Covington, and Russ, because Russ is the greatest rebounding guard we've ever seen, to me, right?
No question.
Okay, so now you have a chance to rebound with bigger men just on sheer grit.
Okay, but so what are you saying they can do? Okay. What can they do?
They're the third best team in the West, and they're going to be dangerous for the Lakers or Clippers in whatever round they meet them in.
I think the Clippers, I thought they better matched up with the Clippers before. We know they'd given them some trouble earlier in the year. Now, the Clippers can go small, and a little bigger than them, but still small for them, and I think better than the Rockets.
But the thing is, I still believe the Nuggets will be the third seed.
You do.
Okay, maybe.
Your Joker, Skip.
But listen, the Lakers have an identity crisis against the small ball Rockets because the Lakers are so big because you got 3 big guys. Well, are you going to change your identity?
No.
Because are you going to be forced to play smaller? They can play small. They're capable of it.
To your point, and I've been saying this, and I know, like you said, they sit AD the first 3-4 minutes of the fourth.
Yeah.
You might have to switch that. Because AD, he had 4 points in the fourth quarter.
Right.
AD's got, and I agree. LeBron has got, he said we're going to run through AD. LeBron's the best player, we know that. But they got to get AD to be more of a fourth quarter scorer. They really do.
He never was that guy in New Orleans.
He never was the guy to play through injuries either. You know what I mean? And now he's playing through all types of nagging injuries. So I'm just saying, these are the things they have to do if they want to have a chance of beating the Clippers.
Okay, and yet I still say the motivation for last night's win by the small ball Rockets was provided by Giannis when he did the draft with LeBron, because what did he do? He got to James Harden, and Charles kidded him and said, are you going to take the dribbler? No, he said, I'm going to take somebody who's going to pass the basketball. And so what did James do last night? He said, watch this. And he passed the ball all night long. He took 10 shots. It's the lowest of not only this year. You have to go back to April of 2017 to see 10 shots.
And Skip, I'm looking at this rebounding total. The Lakers won by 1.
Right.
You Skip that. You got to be 50. You got to be 55.
Desire. That's just like want to.
That's got to be that. You got to be plus 15, plus 20 in a situation like that.
No, absolutely. They had 6 offensive rebounds. 6.
Okay. And who fell all the way to 22 in the All-Star draft between LeBron and Giannis? Russell Westbrook. And last night he said, okay, watch what I can do.
We got him. I mean, Skip, he wasn't going to be a top 5.
No, okay.
We got Luka. We got Larry Bird.
Okay, well, he looked.
We got Larry Bird 2.0.
He looked top 5-ish to me last night.
We got Larry Bird 2.0.
Putting those expectations on him.
They're Don Nelson's Bucks or Mavericks. They're Doug Moe's Nuggets.
I got it.
That's what they are.
Okay. Except that, listen, they got more talent than those teams.
Those two
James
are great.
Harden, whoa.
Those two are great.
Okay, Chris, good stuff.
No mercy.
Zion Williamson had the toughest game of his young career on Tuesday when he got shut down by Giannis and the Bucks. But the rookie bounced back last night against the Bulls, scoring 21 points on 9 for 11 shooting in just over 25 minutes of play. He also had an impressive fourth quarter alley-oop on the way to a 125-119 road win. So, Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how impressed were you by Zion last night?
I'm going to give him a 7 because I like him. But Skip, he didn't show me anything that I hadn't seen already and know what he is. He's a guy that if he can get by you for initial step, he's going to lay the ball up. He's very, very athletic, very mobile in the air. He's going to dunk it, or he can go up under the basket and use the rim to protect you from blocking it. Saw him get a good lob from Lonzo, saw him block a shot. But I didn't see anything that I hadn't already seen. You notice, Skip, he hadn't taken any more threes. That's not his repertoire. I want to see him expand his game. And I understand that he's a rookie. He missed a significant amount of time because of that knee injury. And so hopefully he'll be able to expand his game. But I didn't see anything that I had not already seen from Zion. So I'm going to give him a 7 because I'm excited to see him out there. And he plays with so much enthusiasm. But that's and I'm giving him a 7. Really probably should have been a 5 or 6. But I'm going to give him a 7 because I like him.
I love him, and I'm going to give him a 4.
Really?
Because I'm setting his bar a little higher and a little higher, and I know he's just getting his feet wet.
Right.
But I will say this. I had the game on. I wasn't watching closely because it was the Bulls, but it was at Chicago.
Right.
And sometimes they can be dangerous at home.
Yeah,
because
like Levine can go off and get you 40, 50.
He is capable. He can go crazy nuts from 3. And yet, when it ended, I glanced at the computer at the box score, and I said, what? He had 21 points? I don't know how he got 21. Well, they're all right at the basket.
Yeah.
And he made 9 of 11. Okay, that'll work, right?
Yes.
And to your point, I was surprised because there were 3 or 4 times he turned down threes, and it surprised me. Well, you could have taken that. We saw what happened on opening Zion night. He just went 4 for 4, like out of the box in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And he didn't get to the free throw line enough. He shot 5. He made 3. I still think it's a little flat.
He needs a little more arc on it.
But it's still nice. It's nice follow through.
He got a nice spin, nice rotation on the ball.
Nice touch. And yet, 4 boards from a man of that size and stature, not good enough.
Right.
And 1 block, he's better than that. 1 assist, he's way better than that in the post-game interview with Jen Hale.
Yeah.
On the Fox, the local Fox, and out of New Orleans, obviously. J.J. Redick was talking. J.J. had a big game coming off the bench, sort of leading the shock troops, and he was just raving about Zion and said he has such feel for the game that at some point he'll be able to average 10 assists if he wants to. That's his vision of the court. He's a point guard in high school, right? And he said he's still they're starting to build books on him where there's a scouting report.
It will be the Giannis situation.
And now everybody is shading him hard because he's left-handed. Right.
Yeah.
He likes to drive it to the left.
Right.
So he's going to have to figure out how to spin it back to the right occasionally just to switch it up and keep them guessing.
Right.
So I wasn't that impressed until I saw 21, and 21 is really good. It's a lot of garbage at the basket, but it's sweet garbage.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like whipped cream garbage.
And it's only 11 shots.
Yeah.
So it's not like he wasn't a volume shooter. Remember the other night, Skip, he had 20 points, but it took him 19 shots to get that many points.
Right.
What you saw, and like I said, he's going to make a living around the basket, Skip. And you're going to have to find a way to keep him off the glass, both offensively and defensively. Yep. But he's going to make a living around the glass. And you're going to have to stop that initial move because it's so quick. He's by you before you know it, Skip, and he's laying the ball up. You're like, well, damn, a guy that size shouldn't be able to move that.
That is correct. So he had a real quiet 5 points at halftime. And what I love about this kid, he came out in the fourth quarter and he started playing angry, like, okay, I'm sick and tired of this. And I think Alvin Gentry sort of whispers in his ear, you're better than this. Crank it up.
Right.
Let's push a button here and go. And in the fourth quarter, they just blew the Bulls off the floor because it was a reasonably close game at halftime. And Zion goes 4 for 4 in the third quarter. Whoosh, gone. I look up and it's just completely out of control.
Right.
And I still say this is becoming the most fun team to watch in basketball.
Yeah.
And as they start to figure each other out, they're going to make a run at that 8 spot.
Yeah, because they push the pace, Skip. They're young. And when you got young guys, Skip, hey, with the exception of Zion, all these guys can play high 30 minutes because they're so young. So and they push the pace. They're looking to get the ball out the rim, and they're gone. It ain't no walking the ball up the court. Hey, they're trying to get. You see, Alonzo throwing lob from the top of the 3-point line on the backcourt.
Yep.
But they're going to push the ball because they got young legs. They're athletic, and that's the advantage that they have, Skip. They're not an experienced ball club. And when you're inexperienced, what do? You get out and get easy baskets. And if you can get those easy baskets, he's going to get a lot of easy baskets because he's nimble, Skip.
Yep.
He's quick around the rim.
So speaking of Lonzo Ball, I'm going to have to nickname him Lonzo 3-ball because he is shooting that 3
You let it go?
Yeah, he's shooting it the right way. He's shooting it from the right side of his face.
Looks different.
And he's shooting it with conviction, and he made 3 out of 5 last night. Not great, but pretty good.
The best.
Considering what he used to be, right?
That's the best thing to happen, Skip.
Best thing that happened, he got out of here.
That was the best thing.
He went to New Orleans.
It's too much expectation. When Magic said, they're going to have a statue and they're going to hang your jersey. Man, this is the Lakers. You play point guard for the Lakers. Oof. I mean, you follow the Magic Johnson shadow. It's kind of like you play point guard. You play point guard in Utah. You're up against the guy that got 15,000 assists.
You got it.
And there's something to be said about that. And when that guy said it, you and I talking about, I don't know, you said, Skip, hey, Shannon, I think this kid can be special. I think he's transcendent. But Magic Johnson said it. Magic Johnson said the guy, hey, this guy gonna be, he gonna have a statue.
That's what he said. So
Kobe and Shaq got statues. Kareem got a statue.
That is correct. And now maybe he'll one day have a statue in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Who knows? But he did have 10 assists very quietly last night, so that'll work. And that kid, Jackson Hayes, the fellow rookie, actually is starting to upstage Zion with highlights because he had one.
He can jump.
Did you see his throwdown in the first half off a JJ miss? Watch this. Boom. Woo.
Pretty.
He skies, and he literally threw it down in the basket.
Right.
That is 7 feet of athletic ability.
Yes.
JJ loves it.
And JJ's like, what?
Oh, let me see that again.
Did you do that?
And you know what, Skip? I think they got the right coach for this team.
I do too.
I believe Alvin Gentry is the perfect coach for this team.
But he's kind of like grandfatherly to these kids, but he loves them and they love him and they believe in it. You know, they know he speaks from wisdom.
Yes.
You can see it building there, right?
Yep.
Like it's getting there. It's getting there.
It's getting there.
No mercy.
Well, Kevin Durant appeared on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson and didn't shy away from his history of using burner accounts on Twitter. Not only did Durant admit his use of burner accounts in the past, but he also said that he still uses them today when he really wants to, quote, dip in. I'm sorry, I can't not laugh when I'm reading this story. Shannon, what did this tell you about KD?
That KD likes to hide behind anonymity. KD wants to have a conversation. He wants to say things, but he wants the shadow of anonymity. Man, who's saying that? Who defending KD? Who's saying this about this and that? Own it. Skip, look, I know, Skip, you're not one of these guys. You don't like to engage, but I like to engage. I'll engage because I think the people, because there are a lot of celebrities that won't engage. They tweet or they text or however you want to text, and they do social media, and they don't respond, but I'll interact.
Well, at least you engage as you.
Yeah, and I get that a lot. If this, if this really, it is me. You talking foul to me, yeah, I'm talking foul back. But Katie, just own it. Why are you hiding? You want to do this. You want to say something. You want to attack someone. So it ain't no telling what. So in other words, he might be saying something about some NBA players, about yada, yada, yada.
Might be.
And I hate when they come up with these little emojis and these little egg. So KD an egg. You know, these anonymous accounts, Skip, they got like 5 followers or like 15 followers.
I hate it.
Yeah, so KD an egg out there
He's gotta
just
be better
talking
than
sideways
this.
about people.
What are you doing?
And that's Kevin Durant. But also, Skip, he gets to hide because, when you got a $300 million Nike deal and you got all these other endorsements, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
So he wants, I want to say some things, but I don't want to mess up my money. I get it. But just own it, KD. Just don't talk sideways.
Well, it has been too long since we talked about the best player on the planet.
Nah, he ain't the best.
The NBA misses you this year, Kevin Durant. It's not the same without you.
Thank you. We do miss him.
But once again, he proves to be the weirdest superstar in the history of sports. He is the thinnest skinned superstar ever. But it's like an oxymoron of thinnest skinned superstar. They don't go together.
Right.
But with him, it works because he'll go back it up on the court.
Right.
He's not thin-skinned on the court.
Right.
He's not haunted, tormented by the weight of the NBA world on his shoulders when he went to Golden State and joined forces with the team that he should have beaten in Oklahoma City. They had him down 3-1, and you know the rest of the story. He goes right into his first finals and takes it over and becomes the MVP. And then he does it again, another MVP. And it looked like he was on his way last year, I don't know, to maybe
with another MVP.
Maybe, I don't know.
And the thing is, Skip, you listen to the podcast, I don't know how much you've heard of it, but he talked about his thinking going into that season in which he left OKC and what he was thinking, how he was feeling. But he said something very interesting when Draymond said that, what he said. He said, because Draymond's always yelling and stuff coming back to the bench. But this time I was like, I'm listening. What's he saying? All that what they were saying. KD has distanced himself from the team. Y'all, oh, no, KD, everything's fine. You remember everything's fine. KD, nah. He basically said it was never fine after that.
Okay.
Because he's
well,
like,
it shouldn't have been.
Nah.
No.
But hold on, Skip. Any friend that becomes an enemy was never a friend. That's what Tupac said.
Yeah.
So in other words, KD, what you fail to realize is that Draymond used you. He needed you to provide a service for them.
True.
You thought y'all were boys.
What was your favorite story? He went crying, Draymond crying into the parking lot.
I know for a fact my homeboy Bucket, my homeboy Burns would never call me that. I know that for a fact.
You know what? You do. You know it for a dead solid
Yes!
fact. They would never call. Why would they? The thought's not in their psyche.
That you think that about me?
Yeah.
I don't care how upset you get.
We're talking about the B word.
Because Skip, when you get upset, you say things that come to your mind that you thought about before. You're like, oh, yeah. Because the mere fact, KD, don't you think he had this perception about you? The mere fact that you left and you joined them, that's why he said it. We won before you got here. He always thought that. See, most, you get it? It's funny. My grandfather used to say, boy, sometimes people, they might not need you, but they'll damn sure use you. KD, he use you, bro.
I love your grandfather.
Genius. Skip. I love KD. I think he's the second best player. Second best player. I love KD. There's nothing not to like about him.
Except this. To me.
Skip, you can't admit, Skip.
A burger.
You can't admit it. I said, you know what I was saying? I got rid of that thing, man. You know, hey, I'm just going, I still got it, but I'm going to say I got rid of it. Skip, I'm not going to say I still got a burner account, and yeah, I still dip in.
What?
Can you imagine if you had a fake Shannon Sharpe?
No.
A fake Skip Bayless?
Hey, for Kevin Durant, there are a lot of fake ones out there,
but not
me.
You, yeah.
But this is Kevin bleeping Durant.
Yes.
And he has to stoop to that? That's weak, it's low.
Right.
It's just
if you want to engage,
so
just engage it. Yes, if you want to engage,
do it.
Just do it.
So you want to hide behind anonymity to attack
a 17-year-old or a 13-year-old an hour. Yeah. You beating up on a 13-year-old an hour as Kevin Durant, but we don't know it's you.
And I assume he might criticize other players. I don't know what.
Oh, absolutely.
He might criticize us for all we know.
So now, I don't care nothing about that. He criticized.
Fair enough.
I don't lose no sleep. Got criticized. So in other words, KD the masked singer. He the man. We don't know who is in the costume, so we don't know who that egg is. It might be KD. I would start going.
So you think he's as an egg?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, because comes out as an egg.
Yeah, he one of them old egg emojis. Yeah. Probably got like 18 followers, but got like 2,500 tweets.
Yeah, but then when you see it's KD, you go, huh? Yeah. You did that?
KD, you too big for this. You too grown for this, KD. You wrong for this one. But I wouldn't have admitted it. I'd have never admitted that. Oh, no, I got rid of that burn account. I ain't need no burn account. I mean, if I want to engage the guy, because he said he likes engaging. Yeah. Okay, but you like engaging as what? We don't know who you are? That's the whole part of it. That's the whole part about being a celebrity and engaging. Yeah. Because it makes you relatable. It may like, man, guess who hit me back on IG? Guess who hit me back on Twitter? Man, KD responded to one of my tweets. Yeah. Now they getting the egg emoji. Then they getting the egg.
I disagree. I think at least he admits it, right? If he's doing it, at least he admits he's doing it.
At least he owns the fact that he's weak. You know, like it's...
Yeah. No. No, Jenny, some things you just take to your grave. You don't got to admit that. You don't got to admit everything.
No mercy.
Giannis took what may have been an unintended jab at James Harden last night while selecting his starting lineup for the All-Star game. Check it out.
I'm between Kemba and Trae Young.
Wait, you don't want the dribbler?
I want somebody that's going to pass the ball. That's what I want. So I'm going to go with crossover killer, step back master, Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker, all right.
Shannon, are you surprised Giannis would say this?
I'm surprised he said it out loud. Hell, James, he's not the only one that thinks James Harden dribbled the ball too much and doesn't pass, but he's the only one that said, but Skip, you know what it says now. There's a little truth even in a joke. When comedians are up there telling jokes, Skip, there's a level of truth in that joke they're telling. So I am Skip, because, you know, I understand it's an all-star game, but I don't know if James Harden's going to take it how Giannis intended it.
Well, if you give me a choice between James Harden and Kemba or Trae, listen, we've sat here talking about how James Harden might be the greatest offensive player in the history of basketball.
Right.
I'm taking James Harden. I don't care how much he dribbles. In an all-star game, he won't dribble nearly as much.
Right.
I need him on my team. LeBron was happy to take him on his team. And all I learned last night was Giannis has no future as a GM. He has no future because he could have picked a better team with a blind draw out of a hat.
Yep.
Seriously, I've never seen a worse mismatch of picks than happened, because he even went all the way down to James's teammate Russell Westbrook, and he took Brandon Ingram over Russell Westbrook. You just can't do that. Not yet. I mean, Brandon might become that guy, but he left even Russell Westbrook for LeBron's second to last pick.
Skip, he took Bam and Gobert over Jokic.
What are you doing? And it went all the way to the last pick, and he lucked in to. I'll give him one pick over LeBron, because I love Donovan Mitchell, and he got him with his last pick, and LeBron had Sabonis.
Right.
Well, I'll take Donovan Mitchell over Sabonis, but that's the last pick. And that's the only one I'll take. In this game, I already told you earlier, it's going to be like 165 to 99.
Right. 99.
Because I don't see it's non-competitive because LeBron just killed him with every pick that he made because he got Jokic with his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th pick.
Yeah.
Well, that'll work.
But like I said, Skip, but he took Bam and Gobert over Jokic.
He did.
And I think Bam had an unbelievable season. But over Jokic?
No, you can't do it. And he's just lucky that the Rockets play in the West, and so he's not going to have to deal with them unless it comes to the NBA Finals, which almost certainly will not happen.
Right.
But what he did to James and Russ all the way down is
basically saying, you guys pass too much. I don't want to play with y'all, even in an All-Star game.
Well, he says one guy shoots too much and one guy doesn't pass enough.
Right.
And he just dismissed them all the way and disrespected them all the way home. And we're talking about MVPs, right?
Right.
These are most valuable players. We're talking about averaging triple doubles for multiple years.
James Harden is averaging 35 points a game.
Right.
And he's averaging like 7, 8 assists. So it's not like he's 35 and 2 assists.
Yeah.
So James Harden, if I'm not mistaken, I think James Harden has led the league in assists.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Okay. And then last night he just said, okay, I'm going to pass the basketball.
Right.
And I'm convinced that during the game last night, both James and Russ said, Giannis, watch what we do now. Do I look, like Russ is saying, do I look like the 22nd pick in the All-Star draft tonight?
But, Skip, what happens is that if you have that first pick, because think about it. When Kevin Durant comes back, we believe Kevin Durant's be an All-Star. Okay, it's going to be AD, it's going to be KD, it's going to be Kawhi. You're going to get somebody's going to get 3 of the top 5 players if they pick first. So if you take KD, you take Kawhi, I take AD. So 3 of the top 5 players are on one side.
I even have a problem with he took Joel Embiid first. Well, his hand he had surgery 3 weeks ago.
Right.
His numbers are all down. They're all career low type numbers.
Basically, what you should do, Skip, if the first player, you get first pick, then the guy that picks next, he gets the next 2 picks. That's the only way you're going to level this thing out.
That's interesting.
At least take Kawhi with your first pick. And then LeBron got forced into, I better take Kawhi here.
No, we got Larry Bird. We got Larry Bird 2.0 too.
Yep.
But when you go to Chicago, but Skip, in Chicago, the hometown, if somebody's from that hometown,
yep.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
you do? You try to get them the MVP.
AD?
Yep.
Think it's over?
I don't think, we're going to feed him. You remember that, Skip, when he was remember they had the All-Star game in New Orleans, and he got 50 on threes and dunks?
So I got to just drive this home.
Please.
So Giannis's first 5 picks are Embiid, Siakam, Kemba, Trey, and Middleton. And then bam. How about I can just keep going?
And Bron got AD, Kawhi, Luka, James Harden, and Dame Lillard.
Dame? And then Ben Simmons? I mean, come on.
I feel like we got it wrong, but that's it.
What are you trying to do? Like, you couldn't pick worse than this to me.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying hard, you'd have to try hard to pick this badly.
However you want to do it. You want to play one-on-one? We got guys. We got James Harden. If you want to go one-on-one, we got James. We got Dame.
Last night, Giannis had notes. He had he'd
prepared
research.
for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's reading his notes.
Oh, friendship.
I got the
friendship
crossover
notes?
killer.
I'm still going to be tuning in to watch it, even maybe more so now.
I think somebody did that for him, Skip. Somebody did his homework. And the teacher asked you a question, and somebody else done it. You're like,
Oh, wait.
Do you think did somebody prank you?
Yeah. No. Somebody did that.
Sure.
Somebody filled it out.
All right.
We're
moving on. No mercy. And the Warriors were active at the trade deadline and sent former All-Star D'Angelo Russell to the Timberwolves. In return, Golden State received former first overall pick Andrew Wiggins, plus a protected first-round pick and a second-round pick. So, Shannon, in your opinion, who won this trade?
Skip, I like Minnesota. I know they got a top 3 that's protected, but they look like they're going to be in the lottery, so it still might be a very, very high pick. Golden State's receiving in return. But Andrew Wiggins has never filled up. They're like, oh, he is so athletic. He has so much ability. But he has yet to display that. I know what I'm going to get with D'Angelo Russell. He's an offensive firepower, can shoot the three, can take you off the bounce. He's unbelievable. I like this. But if I'm at Andrew Wiggins, I got a problem. Karl Anthony Towns showed up in Minnesota as cold as it is at night with this man's jersey. Talking about, we happy to have you. Now, I wish they would have traded me and John show up at the airport to pick up another tight.
Thinking about that.
Skip Bayless. It's going to be some smoke in the city when I see him.
So, before the drafts, I did not like Wiggins and I did not love D'Angelo. But D'Angelo has grown on me a little bit more off his all-star year in Brooklyn because he does have offensive high skill.
Right.
But Wiggins is nothing but an athlete masquerading as a basketball player because he's never figured out how to play basketball to me. So I don't know what the Warriors are thinking just to get the one. They will
get for the luxury tax. Well, they're going to get up under the luxury tax. So they up under the tax now, Skip. They're going, oh, he gone.
Yeah, I just thought D'Angelo was more valuable than he was, and I thought they could figure out how to sort of ingratiate him into the lineup with Steph.
Well, Minnesota wanted him at the beginning. They wanted him in free agency, but they were unable to land him. But Skip, look, Andrew Wiggins, somehow you got to figure this out, bro. You're the #1 overall draft pick. Cleveland moved on. Minnesota moved on.
Yep. And now, if you're right, Golden State might move on, and he might be moving out.
But as long as you're not doing anything crazy,
that is it for us. We'll be back Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern.
No mercy.
Thank you for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Keep an eye out for the weekend edition of the podcast tomorrow morning, featuring this week's best segments. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.